Happy Jamhuri Day to the bold community. This is a beautiful day that we celebrate 58 years since Kenya got independence. I'm doing this short video. Then I'll also rush to Nyayo Stadium shortly so that I can make my observations and really also stand the chance to win, to get the Arizona University scholarship. I want to do a very short analysis, but on Meru. Why has it become difficult for Meru MCAs to solve the stalemate with Kawira Mwangaza? Or let me ask, why is it that Meru MCAs are not willing to reach a consensus? Because 3 months after the general election, Meru County is still lagging behind. The county assembly, I understand, has declined to pass supplementary budget for the executive. The SEC members that were appointed are yet really even to be vetted, and nothing is moving on where the MCAs are withdrawing salaries from the exchequer. They're getting their salaries, they're grounding activities, and on this one, I think I've always said that we support, my position has been that the executive should not sit comfortable or should not be in conformity with the county assembly. But that does not mean that hostility should be the order of the day. Kawira Mwangaza came out and apologized 77 times, saying poleni, poleni, poleni. After the first impeachment threat, she came out and owned up. And we've all taken different stands to it. So why I am even saying that this Meru issue is more than what catches the eye is last Sunday, Rigathi Gachagua convened a meeting with the MCAs, and I'm told that meeting did not happen. Yesterday on Sunday, after the Nyandarua event, Rigathi Gachagua came back to Nairobi, and by the time President Ruto was meeting some tech experts in State House, Rigathi had convened a Nairobi meeting with the Meru MCAs so that they can meet and discuss this issue and reach a consensus. And we understand from the sources that Meru MCAs boycotted that meeting. So they did attend, that meeting never happened, and that's what we can report here, that the meeting that was supposed to happen between Rigathi Gachagua and Meru MCAs to reach a consensus never happened. The county assembly, a third of that is from UDA. There are also a chunk from Azimio, with Mbas having a number of MCAs there. And Mbas party campaigned, but the party leader did not win the governor's seat, that is Kirito Murungi. And now Kawira Mwangaza won as an independent, and she seems to be losing the grip of the county assembly. So are we setting a precedence that unless the governor is from a political party, she cannot reign, or rather she cannot rule? Or is it just male chauvinism, where people think that because is a lady, she cannot win, or rather she cannot rule? Because I have been following the way Marians are reacting to this issue. And I'm so disappointed to a number of people that have come out to castigate Kawira Mwangaza. And they are actually demeaning that simply because she's a woman. That cannot be a ground. The discussion about the role of the first man, or the husband, in county politics, I think is now behind us. And the truth of the matter here is that at the end of the day, the people of Meru have a right to service delivery, and that county government, just like the others, should also run. Within 3 months, nothing has happened in Meru. Nothing. The governor is grounded. The Rigathi Gachagua has intervened. What I don't understand is why it has become difficult. And so, in this video, In the light of these two unsuccessful attempts by Rigathi Gachagua to solve this problem, it opens up thoughts on what exactly is happening there. Kawira has blamed herself. She has blamed the senator of Meru. That senator of Meru is the person that has been behind the MCAs push to impeach her. But what about the impeachment? Because at the end of the day, what they are saying, and that's why I have a problem with the Meru MCAs on this one. You cannot impeach someone on gross misconduct. It can't just be gross misconduct. That statement has to be defined and into finer details. In fact, talk about corruption, talk about something tangible. But sasa, gross misconduct, everyone has gross misconduct out here. In the public service, if you are to invoke chapter 6 and put it in the face of all the public servants, I think no one will be holding offices. If it is a corruption, talk to us about the millions that Kawira has stolen. And Kawira has not paid me to defend her. Tafadhalini, msinirushie mawe. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our video. I want to say thank you very much for those who support us, those who support this channel. I don't take it for granted. We do it every day, and we get to do it because we value you, we value your feedback, and you can also give us your feedback. I'll promise you that I'll be following the US-Africa Summit tomorrow, so keep it here. We'll be giving you updates on what's transpiring from that end. There are some 3 reasons that is complicating the consensus building on the Meru issue. Number 1, when Rigathi Gachagua is calling that meeting, there are a host of leaders from Meru that are uncomfortable with that. Because maybe in the mind of Rigathi Gachagua, he wants to assert his authority, or rather he's using his office because he has an ambition of becoming the father of Mount Kenya, so that he can reign, his voice can reign on that issue. And the moment he tries to solve it, it will look like maybe trying to gain political capital over the other Mount Kenya East politicians, and they are the people that could be dragging that consensus building. Because Gachagua called that meeting. I think he called that meeting, number 1, as the deputy president. And number 2, the devolution under President William Ruto is a state department. A departure from Uhuru Kenyatta, where devolution was a full ministry. But under Ruto, that ministry, it was scrapped from being a ministry, and it became a state department under the office of the executive office of the deputy president. So, and I've really been taking an issue that despite of us, of the administration taking devolution under the state department, I think there is less that is being done. Anne Waiguru is speaking about auditing county funds. We'll have to look at that maybe in some analysis. But that seems to be, no one is getting an eye. No one is listening to them. We've seen not many meetings between the executive, the national executive, and the governors. So that synergy is not there. So another question is this. We have the COG, the Council of Governors, and the Chair of Council of Governors is Anne Waiguru. Why is she also not adding her voice in this and mobilizing Meru MCAs alongside Rigathi Gachagua so that this problem can be solved? I have seen political pundits arguing that President Ruto promised that he's going to ensure that service delivery is the priority and mitigate the lengthy political contestations. This has emerged as one of them. The Meru people also need service delivery. And so, in this one, we want to call upon the national executive that you need to head to Meru. And this thing is a phone call away. If President today calls Meru MCS and governors and the Meru leaders, this problem will be solved within 10 minutes. But we've decided to make it really be a prolonged thing. There could be someone in Meru who wants to become governor before 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, someone wants to become governor in Meru before the next general election. it is no longer. I think for long we had really demonized and victimized Kawira Mwangaza, and so that maybe the MCAs are in the wrong. However, this seems to be a very well choreographed strategy that someone is hell-bent to make sure that Kawira Mwangaza goes home before the election. Because if you are impeached, and that's why it's even going the impeachment way, if you are impeached, you cannot even come back and vie. So in that case, what does it happen? There's a change of guard. And these are the dark forces. I am sorry to say that maybe people who lost in the last election and even failed to vie there are trying to create a rebirth, are going to revive themselves. And the best way is to push Kawira Mwangaza out. And so this must be constructed in the way, it must be said as the way it is. Someone wants to send Kawira home so that he can become the governor. You can guess who that can be. And so that's why we have a feeling that it needs to be addressed. Corruption is fighting back and capture. My assertion could also be that the executive wing that is led by Kawira Mwangaza is not bowing to some demands from other quarters. Could be commercial interests or other employment interests that are playing out there. And so, without that, she seems to be the subject, and there is a very well-laid strategy for her to be pushed out. Whether it will take regarding Gachagua or William Ruto to solve this issue, I think it is about time that Meru County moves on. It cannot be about the politics, Meru politics, impeachment one after the other. And I can tell you that in Makueni, the first term, Kaivuda Kibwana had these problems until he got to a point saying that let's solve the county assembly. That, in fact, if it gets to that, then also, MCSP already continue to one. Because for me, on this one, I don't support them. It's too much, and there is nothing, they're not giving us evidence. There are no millions getting lost. Simply someone has, put me in a WhatsApp group, is not listening to us, is not doing that. No. There is a well-laid strategy and constitutional provisions on how county executive members are going to cooperate and correlate with the county assembly. And so, this should not be a prescription on friendship that is not our friends. Let's say it as it is. That's my point. And I'm heading to Nyayo. So when we come back, we shall do an analysis on what's happening there.